Hello, my beautiful friend. How are you? If you can see me on the video, you know I'm sitting here with like my iced cold foam coffee, which is such a thing at the moment. On the Gold Coast, they make the best cold foam coffees and I'm absolutely addicted. So I'm about to go home after this and try my own recipe to make a iced cold foam coffee. It's literally just like iced coffee. So I have a dirty chai, so chai and coffee in almond milk. And then it's got this delicious creamy vanilla cold foam on the top. And it's such a vibe, but I'm going to recreate it. And of course, I'm going to use Pure Harvest almond milk. So I will share it on my Instagram stories and my Instagram video so that you can also make it at home because it is such a vibe, and once you try it and start drinking them, you honestly will not go back. It is the best. But I'm so excited to be here with you today. I've actually just finished a recording with one of my beautiful friends, Bree. She has the Habit Nerd podcast, and I was actually lucky enough to be able to mentor Bree with launching her podcast, and she's just the most incredible person. I absolutely loved working with her to bring her podcast to life. And she told me today she's actually released, I think I was episode 77, which is so incredible to see the opportunities that she's gaining from the podcast. And it was such a beautiful conversation. So make sure you head over to the Habit Nerd podcast if you want to learn about all of the habits that you need to really thrive in life. That is a podcast for you. And the episode where Bree and I chatted should be up soon. But welcome back to the podcast. We are officially under the name of Magnetic with Madelyn, which is so crazy. And I want to give you a little bit of context because this has actually taken a lot of like inner work to get to this point. And I know that might sound maybe a little bit silly, but what I mean by that is when I had the name Healthy Hustlers, it was like this identity I could kind of like sit behind, and it didn't necessarily always have to be about me. But now I've actually included my name in the title of the show. So it was like quite a big thing to get to that point to do that and to feel comfortable. But I'm so excited with where we've landed. The branding is amazing. The team have just done such an incredible job. And yeah, I'm so excited for this next evolution. The content here, what you're hearing, like the most recent episodes since probably like October last year, the solo episodes will remain the same vibe, the same feel. I'm very much in flow in these conversations. They're not scripted. I'm just kind of like channeling, downloading in the moment and really trusting that I'm sharing with you what you need to hear. And I'm just loving being back here behind the microphone. So thank you so much for allowing me to do this and being here. I'm so excited to, bring this new journey of Magnetic with Madelyn to life with you all. There'll obviously be dinner parties, hopefully where you live or close to you, so that we can connect in person. And there will be a much bigger focus this year on community moments as well. So keep an eye out on my Instagram, and I'll always share here on the podcast when we do have those community moments. The final little thing I want to tell you is if you are watching this video, I'm wearing my new favorite jacket, and it is from a Melbourne designer, which I have to share with you because, as you would know, I'm very passionate about like wearing clothes that make you feel your most magnetic self, like allow you to show up in a really good frequency. And one of my favorite brands is Jasmine Alexa. She's a Melbourne designer, and she just does the most effortless, cool, trendy pieces that make you feel so, so good. And this is her new GG jacket. It's a bomber. It actually sold out really quickly, but I think she's just restocked. But it is so divine. It's really lightweight. I'm obviously on the Gold Coast, and it's been perfect jacket for the last few days here where it has cooled off. Also awesome layering piece if you are somewhere like Victoria or somewhere a little bit cooler. So jump onto Jasmine Alexa. A lot of her clothes I wear. She's honestly my go-to. It's just the coolest, grooviest, stylish pieces of clothing. So I just wanted to share that with you because I feel fabulous in this jacket. This is literally day 3 of me wearing it. But today's episode is actually all around angel numbers. And I guess just those, not even angel numbers, it's about signs from the universe. And I actually realized that I shared this story on my Instagram stories when we first moved, but I don't think I ever shared it on the podcast. And I was like, this is definitely a podcast episode like story and something I want to share with you. And I just spoke about it briefly with Bree in the Habit Nerd episode. So I really wanted to bring it to the show because If you are, you obviously are spiritually curious, because you wouldn't be here listening to me bang on if you weren't spiritually curious. And I honestly think, I was actually saying to Bree that I'm not personally that big on journaling or on like vision boards and that sort of stuff. I do vision boards, like I don't not do with them, but I don't necessarily like, it's not like a go-to that I do regularly, and I don't actually journal very often at all. And I think sometimes we can think because people do believe in manifestation or they are spiritual, then they must journal and they must carve out all of this time to really pour into like connecting with the universe. But honestly, all of mine is done through visualization and my own mind, my own just connection. I actually have most of my deepest moments of spiritual connection when I'm walking the beach by myself with no headphones, no music. And it's very much like an inside job, like in my mind, in my own kind of like conversations with the universe, and then done through visualization. I visualize a lot of things, but one of my most powerful and favorite spiritual practices is actually angel numbers and having signs for things. And I want to share this today because it can be so powerful if you allow it to be. So angel numbers are considered three numbers consistently. No, is that the right way to say it? 3 numbers consecutively. Sorry, you can tell my coffee's going down well. It's 3 numbers consecutively. So 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, 666, 777, 888, 999, 000. They are considered angel numbers and they all hold meaning. If you want to know the meaning of it, you can always Google it. It's how I found out a lot of the meanings, is just Googling it. But I have a really true belief that we can actually assign our own angel numbers to having a meaning. So to give you some context and how I use this in my everyday life, 444 is a big one for me. So I actually wear a 444 necklace. It's from YCL. And the reason why I wear that is because when my nan first passed away, I started to see 444 all the time. Like it was just everywhere. And I was like, straight away, I was like, this has to be something to do with my nan. Like I've never seen 444 and now I'm seeing it like multiple times a day. So I Googled it. It meant spiritual protection. So I was like, yes, that is 100% my nan. I told my brother one day, we're on a phone call, we're talking about my nan, and I was like, oh my goodness, Will, like I've been seeing 444 all the time and I just know it's her. It's like, what do you mean you see it all the time? And I'm like, I literally see it like multiple times a day. He's like, where would you possibly see 444 multiple times a day? And I'm like, mate, you've just got to trust it. Like when you trust it, it'll show up. And at that moment, I looked at the dash on my car and it had his name because we were on the phone, and then it said 4443. So we'd been on the call for 44 minutes and 43 seconds. And I said to him, look down at your phone right now. And so he's looked and he's like, and my brother loves to swear. So he's like, oh my bar, beep, 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 beep. And he's like, that is so wild. Like, what the hell? And I'm like, trust me, if you allow this, if you lean into this and you trust that that is Nan in that moment, it is her connecting with you, it is her around you, it is her reminding you that she's supporting you, you will see it multiple times a day as well. And sure enough, he lent into it, and it's now at the point where he's got 444 tattooed across his entire chest because he sees it that regularly and knows that it is literally my nan. So you can assign whatever you want to believe with a number, but the power is in trusting. Like there is not a single person on this earth that could tell me that 444 is not my nan. Like it is so ingrained in me. When I see that number, I'm like, oh, Nan's here. I say it to my kids, oh, Nana Sue's here. Nana Sue's around us. Like my kids know what it means. My whole family know what it means. It's like, it is so entrenched in me that that is her supporting us. And so lean into it. And now the reason these are so powerful is I really truly believe that the universe is always communicating with us in little different ways. It might be seeing a certain quote on Instagram. It might be something that someone tells you. Like, you're always getting communication, but you need to trust that that communication is actually meant for you, and that is what you're meant to be receiving. And a little story I'll share on this is like, it can come in so many different ways. So I often will even trust like random conversations I might have. I was at a birthday party and was chatting to this mum that I'd never met before, randomly mentioned a kindergarten we were thinking about my son going to, and she was like, oh no, don't go there. Like, no, don't do that. And then she kind of stopped herself and said, oh, actually, sorry, I shouldn't say that. Like, yeah, you go check it out. And in that moment, I was like, oh, I know that I was meant to hear that. Like, I was meant to get that message. And so it actually made me look elsewhere for other kinders. And as a result, my son is now at the most beautiful kinder, which we just love so much. But that wouldn't have happened if I didn't have that conversation, or she didn't say that thing to me in the moment. And so I think it's just like trusting that you are hearing things and seeing things and receiving things when you are most meant to, and that they are actually communication from your higher self, or from universe, God, whatever you want to refer to it as. It is actually communication from your higher self, like leading you to where you need to be. That lady saying that to me literally led us to a new kinder that I'd never heard about, that no one had told me about. The numbers of the kinder end in 222, which is another wild sign, because 222 for me is you're exactly where you're meant to be. And this is where trust, though, becomes very important. Trust that it is a message for you, and you've got to stay faithful to that. So when I first applied at this kinder, it had the number 222, like everything felt good. I was like, yep, this is a place, but we didn't actually get a spot at the start. So I ended up having to find another kinder, which I didn't feel great about. And I was a bit hesitant. I was in two minds. I was like, maybe I'll just keep him home. He doesn't really have to go to kinder if we don't need to. And the day we ended up moving to the Gold Coast, I got a phone call and was like, oh, we've got a place for Rocco if you'd like to come. And so I took him there, and he was like, yes, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to come. And his teacher is just the most beautiful, special person that he just adores. And he feels so safe and so happy there. And I was like, that is guidance. Like, they are breadcrumbs from the universe. The universe has literally led us to that point. I would never have found that place. I would have never entertained that place if I didn't have that random conversation and that girl say that to me. So this is where you just have to keep trusting. And when we didn't get that place, there was something inside me saying like, oh, I just feel like I know this. I really feel like that's where he's meant to be. And eventually it opens up. So continue to lock into that trust. If you're listening to this podcast, I'm sure you're very similar to me, because I have met so many of my listeners now over the years, and I know there are just so many common threads between us. So one thing that I really value is obviously health and the way that we feed ourselves as a family, the food that we eat. But sometimes time just does not allow for me to prioritize that as much as I would like. And that is the honest truth. You know, that is honestly the truth, that sometimes time is not on my side. So 2 hacks that have really helped me to stay a lot more true to this. Also make sure that there's always a really healthy, nourishing snack in the fridge for my kids, are these 2 game changers. So the first one is making a batch of chia pudding every Sunday night. It is the easiest thing that you will do, and it will save you so much time, but also guarantee that you are having something really healthy and nourishing to feed yourself or your children. Super simple. All I do is chia seeds, roughly a cup to a cup and a half. I put them in a big jar or some form of glassware, and then I add roughly 1 liter of cocoa quench from Pure Harvest. So I choose Pure Harvest because it is good for you. It is clean. It's organic. There is no preservatives, additives, gums, nasties like a lot of the other BS on the supermarket shelves. So I just put both of those into a jar and I whisk them with a fork. You do really have to make sure you get the kind of clumps out. So give it a good whisk, and then it goes in the fridge and it literally sets like jelly. And then all you need to do is serve it with either a coconut yogurt, muesli, some frozen raspberries. That's probably my go-to, and a scoop of collagen powder, and you've already got yourself a really nourishing bowl of goodness that is going to support your gut health and support your energy levels. And then for the kids, I literally just scoop out a few scoops of the chia pudding, put it in a container with some frozen raspberries, and I send them off to school and kinder with their little snack pack of chia pudding. If they're hungry after dinner, the only option for dessert is chia pudding, and honestly, they love it. They ask me for it all the time, and it is already ready to go in the fridge because I prep it every Sunday. And I say it lasts probably like 5 to 6 days. It never really lasts that long in my house, I won't lie. The second thing I love to do is actually to make my coffee the night before. One, this is a game changer for time, but also I really love eating breakfast before I have my coffee. So I brew the coffee the night before, just one shot. Then I add Pure Harvest unsweetened almond milk and a little bit of either their honey or their rice malt syrup. So both the rice malt syrup and the honey is found in a jar at your local Coles, Woolies or independent grocers, and a little bit of sweetener. Then first thing in the morning, I get it out. It's nice and chilled. I add 2 scoops of a really high quality collagen powder, give her a little whisk, and you have the most creamy, delicious, ready to go iced coffee. It is so good. You could obviously also do this with warm coffee if you want to add your honey or rice malt syrup, but it is so creamy and delicious, and honestly takes me about 2 seconds in the morning because all I need to do is add the collagen and give her a whisk. So they are 2 ways that I'm really boosting my nutrition levels, but also making sure that I have stuff ready to go so that time is not the reason why I'm not nourishing and fueling my body. So make sure you give both of those easy little hacks a go. You can shop Pure Harvest full range of organic natural products at Coles, Woolworths, or your local independent grocer shop Australia-wide. I've been choosing Pure Harvest for over 7 years. They are family owned, family operated, the most beautiful team and family of people. I absolutely adore working with them, but I also just love what they stand for. They honestly are the cleanest ingredients that are good for you and will support your health. When you're going to choose non-dairy milks, please make sure you're choosing Pure Harvest. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring another episode of the podcast, and let's get back into the remainder of this episode. And the main story I want to share as part of this episode to really just remind you that, like, we often get caught up with manifestation of believing we need to do more, we need to work harder, we need to like change who we are. But really the magic in manifestation, the magic in unlocking what is meant for you and what you desire is, like I continue to talk about on this podcast, is actually becoming the version of you that can hold and receive and show up for it. So as you know, moving to the Gold Coast has been like on my heart for years and years, for over 5 years. But now I can reflect back and I'm like, if we had have moved 5 years ago, I would never have been able to show up in the capacity I am now. I would never be spending as much time with like my friends and doing the things that I love that I am now. Like, it would have been a completely different experience, and maybe one that I wouldn't have loved and wouldn't have honored as much. And I definitely wasn't the person I am today. So there's a lot of gratitude for the fact that like the universe actually, I don't want to say held it back, but the universe knew better. It was like, hey, no, you need to actually become this version of you that can truly hold it. And when I say hold it, it's like you don't sabotage it. I came here and I actually showed up as the person that I envisioned being here. I've actually like actioned the things I want to do. I go for my regular walks on the beach. I try to stay as grounded as I can. Like, they're all the things of me holding it and honoring this move instead of sabotaging it or doing things like not doing my self-care, not going to the beach as much as I would have liked. All of those little things would have been like self-sabotaging things. So the universe has actually given it to me when I'm the version of myself that can fully honor what the desire was. So I want to remind you of that. But also when it comes to these spiritual signs and these messages, and it doesn't always have to be angel numbers, but I feel like angel numbers are the easiest way to really start playing with this, to really build your trust and your faith. And this is all it is. It's about building it. It's like when you build these things inside you, you build these moments of evidence, you build this trust, it gets easier and easier to trust. And it gets easier when you're in harder things. Like, I've got a big thing moving at the moment in my, like, personally, and I'm like, I know I can just drop into trust. I can drop into trust. I can drop into trust. But like 3 years ago, I would never have been able to do that because I didn't have these smaller moments where I was building trust, where I was knowing I could trust the universe, where I was fully like knowing that what I was doing was kind of the right thing and I was supported. So using angel numbers or signs, if it's a double rainbow, if it's a rainbow, if it's an animal, using these signs is what will help you initially build that trust in your relationship with the universe. So 18 months ago, well, about 5 years ago when I wanted to move to the Gold Coast, I started to see 555, which means on a spiritual level, it means positive change. And so I associated that straight away with our move to the Gold Coast. I said, universe, every time you show me 555, I'm going to trust that means that the move is coming. I would see it all the time. Every time I was in doubt, every time I'd be frustrated, every time I'd leave the Gold Coast and be sad, I would see 555. It was there all the time. So I just kept locking in. Okay, I'm trusting. The universe is communicating with me. It's telling me. 18 months ago, when I really started this solid inner journey, which I really believe were the breadcrumbs to us moving here. And what I mean by breadcrumbs is, like I said before, the universe is always communicating with us. If it's through people, if it's through Instagram, it's always through different channels. Obviously, the universe can't literally pronounce to you unless you're a medium or can get messages from the universe. Like, it's not talking to you physically like, hey, Jody, go do this. It's like it's communicating with you through Instagram, like you watching a random thing like that you might not necessarily usually watch. Like that is communication if you allow it to be. So I really wanted this move to happen, but I knew, one, I wasn't truly the version of myself that I kind of wanted to be there. And two, I knew that I was controlling the move. And so I started to see, which I've spoken about before, that quote around nurturing the garden within. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to fully loosen my grip and I'm just going to nurture my inner world. And I know that when I nurture my inner world, I will become the version of me that can actually hold and receive and honor what it is I'm desiring. So for 18 months, I went on this big inner journey, as I've spoken to a little bit in the podcast. And during that time, I started to see 777 and 888 all the time, especially when I was on the phone to like two of my girlfriends, like my best friends that live up here. I would see it and I'd be like, oh my goodness, I'm seeing it again. Like it was all the time. 777 means luck and 888 stands for abundance. And I didn't really know why I was seeing them, but I was seeing them all the time. So I took it as a sign. And I was like, okay, luck is coming, abundance is coming, like it's coming. I've just got to trust. Frequently, like it was just constantly in my orbit. Like I cannot explain how often I would see it, multiple times a day, on signs as I'd drive down a highway, on Instagram quotes. If I would do, I don't know if you follow Spirit Daughter, but she often does these like Instagram reels where it'll be an emoji and it's like touch the moon, hold your finger on a moon and you hold it and then it'll pop up an angel number. Every time it'd be 888 or 777 that I would get. Like it was just flooding me. But I had no idea what it was meaning. Like I was like, okay, I understand this is luck and abundance, but like, when's it all coming? Like, when's it all coming? And we can get impatient. It's a natural human thing to get impatient. But I knew I really needed to just trust. So I would say, okay, universe, I'm hearing you. I know you're telling me that it's coming. I fully trust you. It wasn't until we actually moved into our house, the house that we hadn't seen until the day we moved in, I drove to our new street for the very first time. And what I might add is when we actually landed in the Gold Coast, so we landed at the Gold Coast and the buses at the airport, which I already knew this because I've been to the Gold Coast airport a lot, but the buses that line up at the airport all have 777 on them. That's their number for driving the Gold Coast. And I'd kind of forgotten. So we landed in the Gold Coast with all our suitcases for our big move and 3 buses lined up out the front with 777 on them. And I was like, oh my goodness, took a deep breath. I was like, yes, here I am. This is my luck. And then we pull into our new street that we'd never been to before. And the shop on the corner of our store, on our house, is this big shop is on the corner of our house. And up the top, they have their phone number and it's 1-800 and their business phone number. And at the end of the business phone number is 888. And this number is huge. Like it's not just small written text. It is like this massive cut out, glued on, huge number 8 that you cannot miss from like the beach the whole way over the highway. Like it is so big, and 888 is at the corner of our street. And as I see this, my whole entire body was just like, oh my goodness, this is where it's been leading me. And as I'm thinking that, a bus, of course, drives past with 777. And that bus drives past our house 4, 5, 6 times a day. And I am reminded of the luck and the abundance that I'm sitting in. That took 18 months for me to understand where those angel numbers were leading me. But this is where the dream life that I had wished for, that I'd prayed for, that at times I'd completely strangled, but the dream life that I did so much inner work to bring to life, the universe was always communicating with me. So I want you to pick your signs. I have meanings for every angel number. 111 is to just trust my intuition, to continue to trust my intuition. 222 is that you're exactly where you're meant to be. 333 is my angels are around me, they're supporting me. 444 is my nan. 555 is positive change. Weirdly enough, now we're here, I never see 555. 666 is gratitude and faith, and just having a moment to like lock into gratitude and faith. And 777 is luck. Luck and abundance is on its way with 7 and 8. And then 999, which weirdly I started to see 999 so much when we were leaving Geelong. Like it was just constantly, and I knew that meant it's coming to an end, like things are coming to an end. And I was like, I know universe, I know it's coming to an end, but it was just like constantly reminding me. So lock into, it can mean whatever you want it to mean. The numbers can mean whatever you want. So honor it, trust it. And just when you lean in and you trust that these mean something, I promise you, you will be flooded with unique, magical ways where these numbers appear for you. And that will build your trust with your connection with the universe. It will build your trust and your faith so quickly because you are being communicated with. At the moment, one of my girlfriends and I are going through a similar few things, and we're both seeing a double rainbow. And this week we've both seen it 3 times. Every time I've been on my walk, there's been a double rainbow. And that's just another beautiful way to trust and honor that you, the universe has got your back. It is fully supporting you. And the universe can be your higher self. It's me. It's a future version. And this is what I want you to remember. All versions of you already exist. The successful one, the wealthy one, the healthy, thriving one, they all exist. You wouldn't be able to think about them, connect with them, desire them if they weren't already there for you. It's not about changing who you are. It's actually just about becoming the version of you that is able to just grab hold of that version of you, because she already exists. She's already here. All versions of you, all desires that you want are already here. Our move to the Gold Coast, I knew, I could feel it. I could feel it in my entire body. I could feel the version of me. And all it was literally building my capacity to regulate myself more, honor myself more, hold more, do more, be more grounded. They were the things that I needed to build to then actually be able to touch her, embody her, become her. So I want you to actually remember that all versions already exist. It's now just an inside job of really nurturing yourself, your inner world, and building this trust and faith with the universe. And I truly believe that angel numbers are just the easiest way to build that trust really, really fast. So thank you so much for being here. I could talk about this stuff forever, as you know, but I hope you enjoyed this. First, I guess this will be the first solo episode back under the new name of Magnetic with Madelyn. I'm so excited for what's coming. I'm so incredibly grateful for you for sticking around, for tuning in when episodes are so inconsistent. But as soon as they drop, you jump on and you listen and you message me, and it honestly has fueled my fire for so long. And I'm so incredibly grateful for you. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to my beautiful sponsors who make all of this possible. I love you all, and I'm just so excited for the magic that is unfolding. Have a beautiful day.